Alright, what's up, y'all? What's up to all the Nonks in the world? Today I just wanted to do a story time video, tell you guys about my experiences with my neighbor. Now this story involves three main things. It involves an old white man. Good start, always. It involves a brain tumor, very large brain tumor, and it involves racism. Good old classic God-fearing racism. So in November, I moved out of my parents' house and moved in with two close friends of mine. And overall, it's been a great experience. I've loved living with my roommates. I love what I've learned from living on my own and the responsibility and all the experiences with it. And one experience in particular has been crazy. And it's my experience with my racist neighbor. So I'll preface this by saying when we first moved into the house, we lived next to an old black man by the name of Lonnie. And Lonnie was great. Lonnie was fantastic. He was an old, positive black man. He would come outside, he'd just be watering his lawn. Hey neighbor, beautiful day. He sounded like Morgan Freeman too. We're a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. He was great. He was great. Just an old black man. Reminded me of like my grandpa or something. Just great experience. Well, a couple months into living at that place, good old Lonnie moved out. So for about a month, we were wondering who was gonna move in and take Lonnie's place. We knew we were in for a surprise when moving day came and we saw none other than MAGA hats.
A huge problem.
And that's where the story starts, ladies and gentlemen. When Dave moved in, the first glaring thing about Dave was that he was into non-consensual conversation. Essentially, he would just talk and talk and talk and talk. Shut up! All day, if you let him. You see, he would trap you in conversation, and he wouldn't just shout over. No, he would walk all the way into our front lawn or into our driveway, sometimes even into our garage to trap us in conversation. Now, it isn't really conversation per se, it's more just Dave complaining at you about the things in his life, such as his tumor that's grown 3 times in size since April. Probably because he smokes 2 packs a day and he drinks a pack of Mountain Dew a day and who knows what the hell he eats. Dave don't give a fuck. And I was not gonna say his name, and then I guess I just started saying his name, but his name's fucking Dave. You know, just the most generic white guy name ever. Alright, try to find him. But essentially his specialty is just complain about his no good stepson, or his wife's chihuahua that he hates, or his whatever, the price of Mountain Dew these days. Who knows? There's a lot going on in Dave's head, and it's all shit. It's all just an inconvenience. It's all just problems. Got a lot of problems. But it's almost as if he just lives for trapping someone in conversation. Now, most people understand when to end a conversation, right? You know, you get cued, maybe this person starts slowly backing away, maybe they start making their sentences shorter. They start, in concluding things, and what a normal person does. And then a normal person gets those cues and they'll cut the conversation short because they know. Now Dave either doesn't understand those cues or doesn't care. It's probably a mixture of both of them. It's probably that tumor in his head clouding his judgment. Who knows? But it's almost as if he lives for this. And now I'm gonna do a quick impression, folks, of Dave. This is Dave as he sees us coming home, and he's gonna trap us into some conversation. All right, he's smoking too. That's Dave, in a nutshell. So it's just become a game, really. We get home, if we see Dave outside, we just gotta bum rush for the door. Just collect all our stuff, and run to the door before he gets the chance to. Let's get into the thick of it. Let's get into what you came here, folks. Good old Dave racism. So we're going to start off with the first story of Dave's racism. One interesting side note is that I personally haven't heard any of these racist remarks. He mostly spews this racist bigotry, whatever. He spews this hate mostly to my roommate Rydell. And funny thing about Rydell is he's black. Blacker than me. He's fully black. And that's who Dave chose to be his confidant in his racism. Can't explain it, folks. Anyway, the first instance of Dave racism, he was talking at Rydell, rather. And they were discussing the wildfires. If you don't know, you probably do know, if you live in California, even if you don't live in California, that California is on fire. We got a lot of wildfires, and climate change is no joke, folks. Sorry, jeez, all the smoke. See? Climate change is no joke, folks, so make sure you vote. Anyway, we were talking about the California wildfires, and Dave had a genius proposition as to why the wildfires started. Ready? Dave believes that the wildfires in California were started by none other than Black Lives Matters. He thinks BLM is starting these fires. Yeah, that's what Dave thinks. He thinks that BLM is just burning all of California. We call that a Davism. And anyway. Number 2. The second racist instance with Dave was with my other roommate, Matt, who's white. And Matt was talking to Dave, and as Matt and Dave are talking, Rydell's homies pull up, about 3 or 4 guys, all black, and Dave instantly looks over them and says, "Those those yours? Are those yours? Are those yours? You can't make this up, folks. I guess when Dave sees black people, he still sees property. He just sees a walking price tag. I don't know. Who knows what goes on in the mind of racist white men? Who knows? All we can say is, it's crazy. The third instance. Dave's talking to Rydell, his trusted confidant, and he sees Black Lives Matter written on the fence across the street from our house. And Dave sees that and says, "You see that? That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hurt. Right, Blackie?" Anyway, and then he proceeds to say, "We don't want them here anyway. We don't want them here anyway." As if he was reading directly from a 1950s racism playbook. Yeah, we don't want them here anyway. Now that's funny, Dave, because we moved in first. We were here first, and we don't want you here. But Dave doesn't understand. Bless his heart. It's crazy. You know, I don't really know what else to say. That's kind of the main three instances. And after the third one, it was like, all right, check the box. Certified racist. But that's just, I just wanted to tell my experiences with my neighbor, my racist neighbor at that. Dave, if you're listening, Dave, if you're listening, I don't even know what to say to you. I mean, it's not like you have too much time left, so I guess enjoy the racism, because the clock's ticking, Dave. That tumor's the size of a cantaloupe, and you won't stop smoking, god damn it. So your days are numbered. Enjoy the bigotry while you can, Dave. Well, that's all I had to say. If you like this story, if you like our content, please subscribe, like, turn on the notifications, do all that. You know, it makes us so happy. Stay nonkalicious, whatever that means.